There have been some pretty big things happening in the world recently, and let me just go off a list of a few words or something that's to really give a topic of what's been going on. Okay, the devil, the government, bad people. Okay, famous bad people, Hollywood, Hollywood. Yeah, it's not really a big secret, but let's just say there are some meanies in there. Some really bad people. Um, of course, obviously. But why are we talking about this today? And why about Hollywood specifically? Well, I wanted to go over something, known as content creator creations. Things that aren't typically funded by some big bad company like Hollywood, and they're made purely by their own, you know, efforts, passion, imagination. And, Markiplier's movie was made just like that. He wasn't funded by Hollywood or any other company. This was from his own money, his own passion, and it all started from a game he played known as Iron Lung, a indie game to be specific. And why am I going over this? Well, recently Markiplier has got second place um on the box office. And there are a lot of other, groups of media trying to downplay the movie, give it some really bad reviews, like IGN. Well, because they're apparently always so correct. They're not. I hate them. I really do. um, but yeah, so it was taken off the box office list for a short period of time, but I think it's back on now. Hollywood, they didn't like that Markiplier could make a movie without them. I'm sure. And pretty much a lot of the main movies you see are funded by companies like Hollywood, A24, Netflix, and yeah. So it's not often you see a movie that's purely funded by just your own passion and your own money. Granted, Markiplier is, I'm sure, super rich, but still, this was a guy who didn't use the help of some bad company that is filled with people who have a really you know toxic mind. I don't know. I don't really know any other kind of way to say that they're not a good person or they're not good people. But why I wanted to go over that was because they're aware. Companies like Hollywood are aware that people can make stuff off their own passion and get good reception for that, get good views and a good amount of support. Markiplier, there was no real ad. I mean, there's a trailer, but it wasn't spammed across the entire internet. In fact, it was spread by other people, but the main source of advertisement came from his mouth, bro. It came from his words, him talking. He talked about it, and people, they lit up. I lit up. I mean, I think another granted part, but Markiplier is a really well known and well received content creator. A lot of people like him, but still, this is a guy at the end of the day who didn't use a company of Hollywood and did this on his own. Um, and I wanted to talk about that idea today in this video because I think we're having a kind of a shift in content in general, where the main source of media and entertainment isn't from these big companies, but it's from platforms from other creators, more indie creators, things like YouTube, Twitch, I mean, the usual. And it's been pretty clear that that has been more and more relevant as years go by. Back in the 2010s, people weren't taken seriously back then because like, oh, you're the Minecraft kid. You're gonna make money off of the Minecraft and off the video games. And while people weren't taking it seriously, regardless, stuff like gaming, streaming, or just live streaming anything, this is stuff that's been growing in popularity more and more. And I mean on platforms like Twitch and Kick and YouTube to be more specific, not like live streaming on the news. Um, and I think it's cool. I think it's great. Um, but like I said, what happened with the box office list goes to show that these companies, they're aware and they don't want people doing this. But I think now is a good time for more and more people to start creating more, start, realizing that they can do their own thing. It's possible. Sure, it's expensive, but it's possible. Um, and I know I have a weirdly half glass full perspective on this, but I think being able to just create your own thing and have the possibility of it being successful and keeping you going is one of the most important things in your life, really. It's something that you should be doing, something you should be proud of, not wasting your life away giving your energy to a company that's not even good. Okay. Um, and that's about it, really. I just kind of wanted to go over that. Go check out Ireland, I guess, go support the movie. I think it's kind of already been really well supported regardless, but yeah. Also there's like some blood donations happening, listed on the Ireland website, not the game, the movie website. But if you want to know more about that, Markiplier talked about it on his channel. That's all I got though. That's it. Bye.